Hello, friends. Hi, how are we today? I hope we are all doing well. I'm doing fine. I am here for the week of February 3rd through February 9th. Very excited to be back in my planner. I think I got a video up for you guys last week. Actually, let me check that while I'm here because I feel like I definitely did. But I am trying to get to the end of March by the end of August, which honestly, it shouldn't be too hard. I've got pulled until the end of March, so I just have to, actually get to the filming, which I just feel like I just never seem to have the time. Yeah, I've got something that was published on July 28th, so I'm about a week behind, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm using this beautiful kit from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. I honestly, I don't feel like I use Valentine's kits a lot. And she came out with two, and they were so cute. I particularly love this one because, yes, it's lovey-dovey, but it's not like couple lovey-dovey. There's no people in it. It's more just like scenes of Paris and like outside in the snow and like cute pink. And I think I'd rather that than like people. The week that she did the next one has like purples and reds, and I feel like that's more galentines than I do Valentine's, so that's fine. Valentine's isn't really a big thing for my husband and I, mainly because in one form or another we have always had to work on Valentine's, so it's just not a big deal. Honestly, it's not a big deal. Anywho, I laid down the kit in a straight across pattern. I had done a scattered for the week before, which was beautiful. Like, I think it turned out just so fantastically. And the week before that, I believe, yeah, I did straight across. Man, I have loved, oh my God. I've loved everything that I've done in my planner for 2025. Excuse me. It is very late so far. But one of the things I don't know if you'll recognize is that previously, in order to give myself some more space, I would move my to-do headers up. With the size of the date covers for Sweet Tea Sticker Co., I can't do that. But I thought the workaround could be that I would bring up those date covers a little bit so there is still white space at the top, and then I'll bring those to-dos right up and put them directly next to the date covers, and that did give me a tiny bit more space. So I think that turned out really well. Also, I've been fiddling with my lighting. I think my lighting gets better at some point here. I have changed my setup just a tiny bit. I'm not thrilled with it. So this is an ever evolving solution, but it is looking better than it was. And I will admit, right now, just looking at it physically in person, it does look better than it did. Actually, even watching it on camera, the camera's crisper. It's not doing that weird zoom thing that it's been doing before. Now, I am not one to lecture. That's not true. I'm absolutely one to lecture. I like to listen to myself talk. That is why I partly do these plans with me, right? But I will say, I am so upset because I have previously done plan with me's where I match my pen to my spread. I have a bunch of Muji colorful pens. I really, really like them, mainly because they're 0.5. And I went to find a pink for this spread, and lo and behold, the pink that's next to my hand here, it ran out. I tried to use it for Monday. It was just so scratchy. There was no way it was making it through the entire spread. Then the other two pinks that I tried also ran out. And when I say ran out, I mean they dried out because they hadn't been used in so long. I do have another pink that I ended up pulling in. It seems to be holding up pretty well. So I don't know if I'll bring it in for the next spread. I also do have a purple pen, and I'm just like pulling it out right now to see how purple it is. It really looks more blue than purple, if we're going to be honest. So, we'll see. It's also a thicker pen than I normally use, so we'll see what ends up happening. But either way, very excited. Then I was just putting down my sidebar here, and I didn't bring in a currently reading like one of the ones that I have from the Prairie Planner. I just used one of the third box stickers from the kit. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. Excuse me, guys. Anyway, let's get into Monday. So on Monday, I worked from home and I used a Paper and Milk Maru sticker to mark that. And after that, I used a Fox and Cactus Squish sticker with a headache script from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. To note that I had a really bad headache on this day, but I still booked my California closet consult on this day. And just to note that I used this construction guide from Paper and Milk. And then I had an appointment with the doctor at 11 with my littlest regarding his eczema. And it was not super duper helpful. Then on later. The next thing that I noted using a icon from the kit was that I had Happy Meal, and then these new icons from Fox and Cactus for meal prep, and the meal prepped script, obviously, you can see here is coming from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. Then a little shovel from the Prairie Planner to note that I shoveled. A Fox and Cactus rose to note that I showered, and then the Stick with the Plan Co. It's supposed to be like spicy, but I just thought it was like gripping this little reading squidge from Stick with the Plan Co. So I thought that was cute. On Tuesday, I worked in office, so I just pulled in a laptop from the kit, and then I used another icon from the kit to mark that I went to Starbucks on this day. And then I just had a very, very, very good day. I'm not sure why it was such a good day, but I used a Fox and Cactus icon for that. I went for a 1.4 kilometer walk on this day, which was nice. Another Fox and Cactus icon. I did try and bring in as many of these as possible because the pink just works perfectly. Then I used a Lottie from Stick with the Plan Co. just to note that I had a fun night with the boys. We played, but I guess they must have had fun in the bath because I used a bath icon. And then there was no milk for my littlest, and so he was very upset about that. On Wednesday, I worked in office. Again, pulled in another icon. I did my hair and makeup on this day, so I just used a leftover The Coffee Monsters Co. Obviously makeup palette for that. Then I used a Fox and Cactus squish and a migraine script to note that I had a really bad migraine. And then thank God for my coworker. She brought me Tim's and I needed that caffeine boost in the middle of the day. Then I used another squidge to note that my littlest pooped on the potty, and potty training is not for the faint of heart. And let me tell you, the reason I talk about it so much is because it inundates every second of every day of your life while it is happening. 3-day method, not real, not a thing, not a thing. It's taken months, and for my big guy, it's taken years. Let me just tell you, having potty trained children, game changer. Hard, 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 and then suddenly it's a lot easier. Anyway, moving on. I did another 25-minute walk on this day, but I did it on my walking pad. And then to end my day, I filmed my February 2025 kit lineup. On Thursday, I worked from home. I emptied the dishwasher, and then I had to do more shoveling. I edited, and that edit script is from Magical Sticker Co. I also, after editing and uploading, filmed a video, and then I used a Paper and Milk Maru to note that I had a bubble bath. I slipped on ice while I was shoveling, and I hurt my wrist really badly, so I just used a slip on ice emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. I booked a plumber because my taps were dripping, and I got more Happy Meal from the Prairie Planner, and I used a Sweet Tea Sticker Co. Olivia for that. Moving on to Friday. On Friday before work, I shoveled even more. Oh my goodness, it's like we got a lot of snow. This is very much leading into the week that I went away, by the way. You guys are not prepared for these pictures. Then I worked from home. And then I swallowed the frog. I don't know how it happens. I schedule my Fridays to be quiet, and they're always psychotic. They're always out of control. So that was fun. Um, then I worked on Valentine's Day cards for my littlest. I did laundry and I changed sheets on this day, and both of those are Paper and Milk icons. And thankfully, the plumber came out super duper quickly. He was here from 10 till 12. It turns out it wasn't just drippy taps, there were some leaks, and he managed to fix up a bunch of stuff. My water bill has definitely reflected it, so I'm very, very glad that I got that done. Then my husband and I just debriefed from the week, and I took some time to unhaul some of my books because I wasn't reading them, and I wasn't going to read them if we were going to be honest. Some of them were present, some of them were really old that I had read previously, and I'm a big rereader, so I thought I might read them again, but there's a lot of books in the world, and these ones just weren't going to get read again. Then, again, with that same combo, which is a Sweet Tea Sticker Co. icon and a filming of the filming slate, and then the film, I filmed a Plan With Me on this day. On Saturday, we went to skating in the morning, and I just used a car for that. Then both of my kids had haircuts on these days. We took them into a professional because, oh my God, getting it done at home was just not it. I don't like it. Then I had my California Closets consult on this day at 2 p.m. So it took an hour and a bit, because they did the consult and then they also drafted up a design for me while I was there. Then I finished Iron Flame on this day. Paper and Milk Maru's getting heavy use this week. And then I started Onyx Storm, and that Maru just eating up the book makes me so happy. Then on Sunday, it was a very busy day. So there was a snowstorm in the morning and I had to work on a 100-day shirt for my kiddo's school. Very cool. I just did googly eyes. It was good. We had a good time. Then I started Valentine's Day cards with my big guy. And I say start because he did them all by himself. Then I had to shovel more, so I just put the emoji in the snow with the shovel. But I still took the kids to play at the park in the snow. We had a blast. And then I did 30 minutes on my walking pad, folded laundry, and then my littlest had a bit of an upset tummy, but he was fine. I did my hair and my makeup on this day, and I ended up, I'm really way too fast here, had a date with my husband. So to mark that I did Valentine's Day cards, I used a Paper and Milk Maru. To mark shoveling, I used a Coffee Monsters Co. The park icon that I used is from Fox and Pip. The walking pad is from Sweet Tea Sticker Co. The folding laundry is from the Prairie Planner. The hair and makeup is from the Coffee Monsters Co. And then the date is the Paper and Milk Maru. Paper and Milk Maru got a lot with this spread. I don't get a chance to use the pink Marus very often, so I was very glad to have that. I think that this spread turned out really cute. I'm really glad that I used a colorful pen to do it. I don't know. I just think that's really fun to do sometimes. Really fun. Let me know in the comments down below if you like matching your pens to your spread, like if you're old school like I am, or if you are a cool person and don't do that. I really enjoyed planning this. I hope that you enjoyed watching it. I can't wait to see you in the next video. I hope that you're all staying safe and well. Toodles!